Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the JDS Labs Atom Stack HEVI Edition, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank JDS Labs for providing the Atom Stack for review. To greatly appreciate it. JDS Labs, you rock. Okay, so the JDS Labs Atom Stack HEVI Edition. This is going to set you back $235 from your bank account. What is the HEVI Edition? The HEVI Edition is just an upgraded version of the original Atom Stack. It has a longer metal knob on the amplifier, and then it includes a rugged metal top on both devices. And you can also get some optional custom engraving. I like the look of the Atom Plus and both the DAC and the amp. I think they look very good, especially the HEVI Edition. I like the larger volume knob and just easier to grip. The metal top adds a little bit of premium feel to it for the price tag. Normally everything is plastic. And they're nice and they have just enough heft and size. They're not going to take up a whole lot of space on your desk. And with the rubber feet that both of them have, they're not going to move around and slip around on the desk. They're well built. They look nice. Got a little bit of branding up top here. And is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. But overall, I think they look cool. So, the DAC. On the DAC, you have a little ring that lights up when you power it on. And then you have a selector. On the back side, you have your RCA out, you have USB in, Toslink in, and then your power in. And then on your amplifier, you have your 1/4 inch 6.35 output for your headphones. You have a volume knob that is also your on-off switch. You have a gain switch, and then you have a input selector. On the back side, you have RCA in and a pre-out for RCA, 3.5 input, and your power. Very, very simple, but well laid out. Looks nice. Let's plug them in real quick here. Power them on. And you can see that you get a little LED light of white on the amplifier just to say, hey, I'm on. And then you get a light for your DAC. Can't dim either one, but I don't find them to be offensive either. I find that when the lights are out, it can be just a little bit bright. I do wish that there was a way to dim it or to change the color of it. One nice thing that JDS Labs includes with their power cable is you get a little switch that plugs into your power cable, and you can turn it on and off that way, or you can just run the DAC with power running all the time. The DAC itself has a ESS Sabre ES9018K2M DAC chip. It does all the different types of formats that you're looking for, anything from 1644.1 all the way up to DSD 128. It also go up to 32.384. If you're using Toslink, you will only be able to go up to 24.192. The USB supports Windows 7, 8, 10, and 11, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS, PS4, PS5, and a Nintendo Switch. So you got all kinds of options that you can connect this little DAC to. And then frequency response of the DAC Plus is 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz. Synad 112 decibels. THD and N is 0.0004%. SNR 117 decibels. Dynamic range of 120 decibels. It's a little amplifier. It is got dual gain, which is up to 4.5 times. Frequency response of 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz. Synad at 2 VRMS is 119 decibels. Synad at 50 MV is 90 decibels. SNR is 122 decibels. Output impedance is 0.7 and ohms, and then your power at 32 ohms it's 1 watt. At 150 ohms it's 545 milliwatts, and then at 600 ohms it's only 135 milliwatts. So it's not the most powerful amplifier out there, especially when you start getting past 150 ohm. But it will drive the majority of headphones that are available. I found that the amp will drive anything from Sennheiser HD 600s to Rode NTH 100s and anything in between. And it also drives IEMs very well. Has no problems powering planars for the most part. Some of the more demanding ones that struggled a little bit had to go a little higher up into high gain and higher into volumes. Some of the headphones that it did struggle with were the Audio-Technica R70X being 400 ohm, Sennheiser 8XX. You had also the Barodynamic DT880 Pro 600 ohms, things like that. It was a little bit much for it to push, and it did struggle slightly. But for the most part, anything like Hi-Fiman Sundara and Hi-Fiman Ananda Aria Stealths, Audeze LCD2 closed, things like that, didn't really have any issues. And I found it to be very pleasant sounding. I found the amplifier to be very clean and had good details and resolution abilities, and had a nice stage, did good job with imaging, and didn't color up the sound. I found it was just a very neutral and accurate sounding amplifier. The DAC. I found that the DAC Plus of the Atom line is a very pleasing sounding DAC. It has a little bit of warmth to it. It has nice bass impact and slam. It extends nicely into the sub bass. You get a little rumble and grumble, and it has nice detail retrieval and resolution and good control. Overall, the bass is very pleasing and pounds when it needs to, and stays very well controlled and out of the way when it doesn't need to be present. The mids have a very natural presentation to them. Everything sounds accurate and true, and it has a nice fullness to things, and overall it does a good job with note weight and density, and the detail retrieval and resolution is very good, especially for the price point. And then the treble extends well. It does have a little bit hint of a little bit more mellow of a treble. It does lack just a little bit of space and a little bit of sparkle and energy at times. I do find it is a little bit more on the little bit of laid back side, not like boring or dull or anything like that. But I do wish it just had just a little bit more air and just a little bit more of a space and sparkle energy, and just a little bit more bite to things. Overall, the soundstage is very nice and very natural. It does a good job of portraying the different sizes of stages in recordings, has nice depth, and it does really good with layering, and everything's just very cohesive, even, and balanced. Nothing sounds disorderly or out of control or elevated above one or the other, unless that's the way the track is recorded. I find that it does a very good job with imaging, and you can really track things and place things. And it does a good job of allowing you to pinpoint and be exacting. Tone and timbre is very natural and true. And then, as I mentioned, detail retrieval and resolution is good. For the price point of the whole stack coming in at $235, there's not a whole lot that can beat it. And in fact, I can't really think of anything that I would recommend over it. I really like this. This is a starter mid-fi amp and DAC that do a very good job. And if the amplifier had a little bit more power, this thing would be a true killer of some giants out there. But overall, it's a very good stack, and the DAC is very pleasing and very good, especially for the price point. I love this stack, and I like it a lot. Use it all the time. How's it compared to the Aune X1s? Now, I know that the Aune X1s GT is an all-in-one DAC amp, but they come in at similar price points. I find that the Aune is slightly warmer, does have some filters on it, and you can kind of alter the sound just a little bit. But the Aune has a little bit more laid back, a little bit more ooey gooey, comfy type of sound, whereas the JDS Labs Atom has a little bit more neutral, analytical leaning sound, and just sounds a little bit more clean. I find that the Aune does do a little bit better in power and is able to drive things a little bit more, as it has a little bit more power, plus it has 4.4 balanced output. But for the most part, I would pick the JDS Labs Atom stack over the Aune X1s GT, unless I want something that is just a little bit more warm, comfy, and just chill type of sound. So, to wrap all things up, I really like the JDS Labs Atom stack. I think they're phenomenal. Whether or not you get them in the HEVI Edition, so you get the more robust build, or if you just get the original, or get them separate, either or, both are a fantastic value, and as a stack, these things are amazing, and I truly love them, and I'm going to miss them when I have to return them. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on screen, subscription links, notification bells. If you haven't already, don't forget to check those off. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when the next Honest Audiophile video is uploaded. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And before I forget, thank you to my supporters through Patreon and YouTube memberships. Very much appreciate all that you give to the channel. It is very much appreciated. All funds given to the channel do go back into the channel to provide gear to review, provide gear to compare with, coffee to drink while I'm doing the reviews, gear to help produce the videos, lighting, microphone stands, all that kind of stuff, all purchased through the funds given to the channel through support. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out the links down below for Patreon and YouTube memberships. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to check out all the other links that are down there. There's all kinds of things that you can see, what my website link is and how you can support the channel, follow the channel, support the channel. All that kind of stuff is down below. And lastly, don't forget to enjoy the music and that honesty is the best policy.